west of the Atlantic, nestled in downtown Jacksonville at TIAA Bank Field. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup on tap, as it'll be the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2.
Hey, I'm gun.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards on the gain. A great start for this offense. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10. Right back to him on first down. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6. The Jaguars at 1-0 on the year following the win in week 1. And they've gotten a pretty good deal from the schedule makers as well. Home dates in weeks 1 and 2.
And I would believe that they would need to take advantage of that, partner, because as you can imagine, the road dates will pile up later this season. So this is a great opportunity for them to put some early distance on the rest of the division and create a little bit of a cushion for them for later in the year.
Christian Kirk, the man he was looking for, and it's 3rd and 4. You look at this Niner defense. And this unit, very tough to throw against. Currently second best in the NFL.
And hey, they were stingy in the opener. Didn't allow much of anything at all through the air. So now they come into week 2.
Here's a diving catch right side. Lawrence finding Kirk there for the Jaguar first.
Every coach we ever talk to says to his team before the game, quick start, guys. Let's get out of the gate fast. How about that? They took his lesson to heart, didn't they?
They did exactly that. A nice diving catch here on the game's opening drive. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. Again, it's Lawrence. And it'll be intercepted. And the Niners are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Not something you see very often from a quarterback of his caliber, an opening drive interception.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that even he's surprised at how that one played out. But we know this guy is not going to stop him from continuing to fire as this game goes along. Probably give a little nod of respect across the field for that one and let him know he'll be back the very next series.
They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. On 1st and 10, Young. Over the middle, complete. That's Garcia. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 15 for the Niners there and a first down.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
It's Young off play action. He'll get this out right here to McCaffrey. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Well, only 3 plays in here, but really, Charles, a solid start for this offense. And now we'll see if they can continue their mission to end this drive in 6.
And I wonder if their play caller right now is reflecting on that last big play that they've had on this drive. Do you come back with something similar, or do you have a counter to it to kind of show it and go
under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. McCaffrey running up the middle. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. Young to throw it.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Andre Cisco. And the Jaguars will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. So problems with errant passing continuing. Remember, he threw 2 picks in the loss last week, and now another here in this first quarter.
And sometimes, partner, this is the result of a quarterback who's simply trying to do too much. Feels like he's trying to make up for what he did last week, and he can't do it all on one throw.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Deebo Samuel was the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
You look at this Niner defense.
And this unit, very tough to throw against. Currently 2nd best in the NFL.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding it.
And the pass is intercepted. He was looking for Ingram. Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga. And the 49ers are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
Well, it doesn't take a whole lot of investigation to figure out why they're still sitting at 0 on the scoreboard, because their quarterback's got to wake up and start reading defense a heck of a lot better after throwing his 2nd interception.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And his throw here is incomplete.
I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand. And that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
Young's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And Walker has it. And I think the ball's out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
You can almost see inside his face mask there the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone came around the lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches.
Throwing, Young. That is caught by the tight end, Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. A great effort there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign.
And the 49ers use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Jake Moody now for the point after.
And the 49ers grab a 7-0 lead.
Makes the score Niners 7, Jaguars 0. Jake Moody to kick off for the 49ers.
So here's Moody back out there now to send this one away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Here we go.
Lawrence. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. First catch of the game there for Samuel, and it results in a first down.
Up the middle they go. Diggs. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to them.
Hey, easy. Route.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Jacksonville, and it's the Jags with the football as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation.
Red on red. 11. Check smack. 11. Kill. I'm gone.
Now Lawrence to throw. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And the Niners are going to have it here just past the 25. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go to the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. On play action, Young. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Kayvon Thibodeau. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Wishnowski on to punt as he sends this one away.
Let's take it at around the 40. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. 44-yard punt, return of 9. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers.
Now Lawrence on 1st down.
His throw incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
13, Lou. Silver.
Now Lawrence to throw on 2nd down.
And a big one,
is here as he's taken down. Javon Hargrave, the D tackle, getting the sack.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Let's go.
From midfield now, Lawrence. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line.
At their own 12-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, give him 14. A handoff left, McCaffrey. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Brings up 2nd and 1.
Red, cycle. Ready?
The play fake, now Young. Ball hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he's going to have a Niners first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3-and-out.
A couple of first downs have them to the 40 now on 1st and 10. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And some pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. 51 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Meanwhile, the throw by Young was knocked away and incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read a receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
A 2nd down throw for Young. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
What will look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Young on 3rd down. Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 33. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
10 cycle.
Now a draw play to McCaffrey. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
On the set.
This a 2nd and 8.
Blaster. Steel, black. White. Ready.
Young. That's going to be caught. Touchdown, 49ers. Christian McCaffrey, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the 49ers have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. So after the disappointment in the opening week loss, Charles, this looks like really a completely different football team.
They sure do, and I think they realize we can't start 0-2, and they're determined to not let it happen by the looks of things here in the early going.
Jaguars, nothing. Jake Moody to kick off for the 49ers.
So following the touchdown, here's Moody back out to send it away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. But Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. Diggs, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They go play action with Lawrence. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. And the 49ers are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. Well, CD, you know, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, and instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared. Had excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
A good pickup there on 1st as the screen pass gets him 8. From the 42 now, here's 2nd and 2. Now here's Young. That's caught. It's McCaffrey again. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Ready.
2nd and a couple.
Blue check. Ready.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the 2nd quarter. So on third down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
All right, let's go. Hey, I'm gun. Go. Here we go.
Final play of the half. It's Lawrence. Throw right side is going to be caught by Kirk. And they're able to get this one across the 35. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. A very one-sided first half. 17-0 our score as we get going in quarter number 3. Yeah, they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line.
At their own 35-yard line.
Down.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better, and I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Back to the ground on first. It's McCaffrey. And he's got room. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 97 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Well, partner, I have to say they called him in the right defense there. Nickel set, 5th defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. And I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. Things looking much rosier for him here in week 2. They work with the lead as they've got it 1st and 10. Now Young. He'll buy some time right. And that's complete to McCaffrey. And here he'll get it down to the 7. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that'll bring up 2nd down. So a decent gain there, but not their 4th consecutive first down like they had on the first 3 plays.
You sound almost disappointed there. You want to fire the offensive coordinator on that one or what?
They had gotten into a rhythm. I thought they were just going to keep going.
Well, almost a win for the defense. But if that's your win, you're not doing very well right now.
Drill 3. Ready?
Young now. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd.
Okay.
A tough spot here. 3rd and 15. Here's Young from the shotgun. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
And this one is right through. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
Now this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
It's complete to Diggs. Down the sideline he goes. He's on his way. Touchdown, Jaguars. A big play there. Taking it in. And the Jaguars get a bit closer. Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And that cuts this lead down to 13. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes the return. Now they can't bring him down. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
Here we go.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
2nd down and right back to McCaffrey. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a 49ers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
Up the gut, McCaffrey. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 123 yards rushing for him now as his big night continues. Young on 1st down. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
And their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Black ultra. Yellow. Ready.
2nd down, Young. And that is incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. Touchdown, 49ers. A great play there. 42 yards as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
They get the conversion. And, Charles, when you only have 2 yards to go, what do you think of the toss play? Because initially it kind of set you back a little bit.
It does, especially if you get a lot of pressure coming towards you. But if you can get to the edge, if you seal the edge with your blocking off in your your tackle or your tight end on what they call the play side where the ball goes, you can get to the corner, and that allows those big guys to get out ahead of the runner.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now...
And oh, my goodness, here's a 5th interception. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go.
Here now, 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Shotgun handoff down to McCaffrey. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
3rd down, here's McCaffrey.
And the pressure gets to McCaffrey as they stop him short of the line to gain.
A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Loss of a yard brings up 4th down. Jake Moody for the 49ers.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Jacksonville. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. And we'll begin it with a field goal try here. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. And this one is right down Broadway. And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately, not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Yeah, he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now.
Now a handoff up the middle. Diggs. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line.
46 yards rushing for him now to this point.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Lawrence will throw.
Flush to his right. He's got the hook up with Diggs. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 32-yard line. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a 1st down.
Here's Lawrence to throw.
Completes it to Evan Ingram. Touchdown, Jaguars. Evan Ingram, 32 yards.
And the Jags are able to cut into that deficit. Lawrence going to look to throw for it. And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Ready.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Well, the win for them at this point seems pretty assured. I mean, still a decent amount of time left here in the fourth quarter, Charles, but you got the football, you're up 3 scores. They have to be feeling really good about where they're at.
I love your observation skills, partner, because I think you saw them charge onto the field fired up about another chance to get into the end zone. Looks to me like this group is ready to crush any hope left on the opposing sideline, and they want to do it with some gusto, too.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Well, things obviously not going their way. Trailing here in the fourth quarter, and that penalty going to go ahead and give the other side some extra yardage.
We all know it's an intense game and things can get heated out there. That's part of the battle. But bottom line, you got to keep your cool. That was not an example of doing that.
Let's go.
So now factoring in the face mask, here's 1st and 10.
Set, cut.
McCaffrey on the counter, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they get a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had running the football has carried his feet to the open spaces and to big yardage all night long.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
Here we go. Set.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Cut, cut.
From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Here comes the 49ers punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Looking to throw, Lawrence. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. On 1st down, Diggs. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. Now Lawrence to throw. And that is incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
11, Agate.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. To the sideline and incomplete.
At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Hey, I'm gun. Silver.
Here we go. Got to have it. Lawrence.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this one is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Niners take over in terrific field position.
Here we go. Smith, red. Set.
They'll give it up to McCaffrey.
Trayvon Walker makes the tackle.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
2nd and 9 from the 44.
Set.
This is McCaffrey on the give. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
Out of the pistol, McCaffrey. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Come on, set.
So it's a win for the Niners here, and it was thanks in part to the play of their 3rd-year quarterback.
Yeah, he really had a great night throwing the football. 3 touchdown passes. He was totally locked in. He was